Hi, this video is going to be about a few lessons that you can take from my YouTube journey. I promise there are going to be so many facts and figures. You're going to totally enjoy the video and there's going to be so much of learning. Let's start with point number one. Point number one is about the power of starting something new. We all have that one dream. We all have that one aspiration, that one thing that we want to start, but we are scared. We are holding ourselves back. So I just want to give you this one simple lesson that you must start, because you do not know what big can come out of what you start now. You cannot predict everything beforehand. But later on, you'll be able to connect all the dots. Every small act of bravery that you undertook, which has actually made you come up to this point where you're so proud of yourself that you did something amazing with your life. You're scared of entering the unknown territory. You do not know what challenges you may face, because of which you're not starting. But in order to know, you have to start. And later on, the ideas start flowing in themselves. And you're on your own, things just start to happen. That is how it happens for everybody. Point number two is about not selling your soul. When you work on YouTube, you are often faced with this opportunity where somebody would offer good amount of money in order to advertise something that will be equivalent to selling your soul. Because the product is not nice, it will cheat your audience, it will rip them off their money. Yeah, so you have to say no to that. I'll give you one small example here. There was this company, I don't even remember the name anymore. They came up to us, and this was very long ago. They offered us 50,000 rupees at a point where 50,000 seemed like a very big figure to us. So 50,000 they offered in order to advertise a lottery app. There was this urge, it was difficult to say no because I was just starting off making money from YouTube. There was this strong urge, but then we decided we are not going to take it up, because see, goodwill is something that you cannot measure, but it is a real thing. You either lose it or you gain it. These are these small, there are these small decisions that you take which help you build your goodwill. So it's not just that it is not good for the business in the long run. For sure it is not good for the business in the long run, but apart from that, it is terrible for your own conscience. It is very bad for the audience, for the people who trust you. So of course, the power of saying no, that is one thing that I have learned on this journey in the last 2 or 3 years. Third lesson that you can learn from my YouTube journey is consistency, continuity, and persistence. There have been so many instances in the near past where I actually felt I have cried. I really had tears rolling down my cheeks because I was working hard. I was doing everything that I could. I was working several hours in a day, but my stats were falling. I was not getting rewarded in the manner I should have been. I come up with frequent videos despite sometimes my stats not doing well. Apart from that, quality is definitely something you can never play with, because you guys show me my position if I ever play with my quality. So quality of the content is definitely something that I'm desperate about, because otherwise you get a thrashing from the audience. You guys tell me that, this is not what we expect from you. This is not what we are going to be watching from you. You better step up your game, or otherwise, you know what I'm trying to say here, right? So yes, quality and quantity, and along with everything else, persistence to survive, not giving up, not quitting. One very interesting thing that I don't know if you've noticed on my channel or you haven't, I started my channel with making money online videos. I was doing that myself, and that is why I was making videos on that topic, because I thought that this is one thing I can educate people on. Then later on, somehow the channel took a turn and I started making videos on communication, English learning, and motivation. I experimented with a lot of topics, lots and lots of topics, and somehow with every trial and error, I was learning, and the surface area of luck was increasing. So many experiments were done, a few were bound to work in my favor, and that favored the growth of the channel. So yeah, by experimenting with your content, what you're doing is you're increasing the surface area of your luck. That is what I'm trying to deliver to you here. And then there were several other things that we were creating for you. We created a lot of tools for you. Then we created some trackers for you. We've made several videos telling you about these tools and trackers that you could be using for your English learning. Then we came up with quizzes, we came up with Google Forms. I don't know what all we've tried. And this is for sure one thing that you can learn from my YouTube journey, that when you keep experimenting with your career and when you keep experimenting with the things that you could be doing in your life, something will work out in your favor. The next very important thing that you could learn is discipline trumps motivation. What do I mean by that? So there have been times when I was not feeling well, or I was not motivated enough to create videos or to talk in front of the camera, but somehow I still managed. Even now when I'm traveling, or I have some events in my life coming up, I always plan my videos in advance. Like if I'm traveling to Bangalore, I'm going out somewhere else, I'm going to Mumbai or any place, I have my video for that week already uploaded on the channel, which I publish or schedule it for a later date. This is called discipline, and discipline is something that has to be there whether you're motivated to work or you're not. I am not a very ambitious person, I've always said that, but I am a disciplined person. I like doing my things on time. Now my sisters may not agree with that. They may say कि नहीं बाजी झूठ बोल रही, but ऐसा है नहीं. I have changed as a person in the last few years, and now I like taking care of my things. I remember a day or two when I was on my cramps or I was not feeling well, I had mood swings, but I shot a video. I smiled on the video. I motivated you on the video. I was not motivated myself, but I did my best to do it on the video because it was necessary, not just for you, but for myself, for giving a positive signal to myself that I'm strong, I can take care of this. If I've started something, I can handle it. My idea behind starting a YouTube channel was to let people know that there is this person who exists, and I wanted to speak to you. I wanted to bring out my ideas. I wanted to have an individuality of my own. That is why I started this channel. But apart from this, I wanted to have a freedom of my working hours, when I want to work, under whom I want to work, if I don't want to work under anyone, those ideas where you have a certain freedom of space, a certain freedom to travel whenever you want to, some freedom with your money, because of course when you work on the internet you tend to sometimes make more money than the usual jobs. So those were the ideas I started my journey. I wanted to have freedom, and I stayed true to my desire to stay free. I did not let my responsibilities take over my desire to live. I am not someone who works all the time. I enjoy myself, and trust me, I have a movie to watch in the next 2 hours. And I travel almost, I make sure that I travel as much as I can. I always wanted to live a certain way, and I made sure that I do not let my work become another boss of mine and dictate its terms to me as to how I can live. I remain true to my idea of living life, and that was to stay free. I do my work, but I don't let that work become my life. My life, and then there is a certain part of my life that is called work. My life is not my work. My work is only a part of my life. I started my YouTube journey in December of 2018. You may say in 2019, okay? And it's 2022 going on. Now, whatever little bit of popularity or whatever little bit of success that I've seen on YouTube, what I can assure you on is that I never stopped working. I did not let complacency seep into me. I did not let boredom destroy my work, because there are highs and lows in every work, in everything that you do. You cannot be motivated to do the same thing every single day for 10 years. No. Kept on upgrading my equipment. I kept on upgrading my camera, my sound system, my lights. I have around 7 or 8 big jumbo lights, good mic, 2 mics actually. Then I happen to have tripods. I have a whole system that I use for my videos. And these things I've learned over the time. I don't think anybody was guiding us on this. We were taking our own decisions, we were doing our own research, and we were coming up with our own equipment. We were buying the stuff, we were looking for ideas, we were copying from other YouTubers, and that's how it happened, you know. Copying from other YouTubers, I mean the equipment, not the content. I don't copy. But yes, copying the ideas, and my hair are actually wet now. See, it's so hot in Delhi. You know how hot it is to shoot under the lights. नहीं, मैं किसी पे कोई एहसान नहीं कर रही हूँ. ये तो मेरा काम है. So that was it. That is all that I had to share in the video today. Probably there's one more little thing that I'd like to tell you about. There's this, you know, when you're working as a content creator, there's always this fear of getting obsolete. You know, people writing you off in their minds. So I just want to tell you that learning has played a very important part in surviving the game or remaining relevant. This is probably the last lesson that you can take in order to survive the game, in order to play the game well. You always have to keep learning. The game of learning can never stop. You may take pauses, but learning will never take pauses. I hope you enjoyed and you learned something new, because I would love to hear from you. What are those 1 or 2 things that you're going to take away from this video? Let me know in the comments, because otherwise you're not leaving the video. Comment right now. I'll see you again soon. To stay in touch, you know what you have to do. You have to subscribe to the channel, give it a like, and you can follow me on Instagram. Bye.